Well, we're going to kick it off right. Going to go back a couple months ago. We talked about something called putting a dent in mental health. And at the time, it was just forming up, and we got some really good information about it. But we've got some folks on who are really going to tell us about the things that they've been working on over the past couple of months and really how this program has gotten kicked into high gear. So, gentlemen, if you would introduce yourself and your kind of role with this organization.
Jonathan Smith, I'm the founder of this organization. And this is Michael Price. He's really helping out with the community outreach.
Absolutely. Well, last time you were on, we really said it was just kind of getting awareness about the program. It was really just getting started, just starting to form up. But a lot has happened in our time since our last meeting together.
Oh, yeah. We've since the last meeting, we've reached national headlines. We're working with Congressman Morgan Griffin's office and several others, and we're rewriting a bill for first responder mental health. And we've also we obtained 3 instructors that are helping out with our program to teach classes called First Aid Mental Health. We have a First Aid Mental Health for first responders, and we got a First Aid Mental Health for the general adult. So it's really escalated since the last time we spoke.
Absolutely. And for somebody who may not have saw our first meeting together and our first discussion, or maybe has not visited your Facebook page or saw the newspaper articles or all the other places that you guys have been, kind of talk a little bit about, what got putting a dent in mental health together and its general purpose.
Father's Day weekend last year, my best friend committed suicide. And during that time, a gentleman asked me, a pastor asked me about the suicide rates, mental health illness rates with first responders. And after starting doing the research, I realized, hey, these numbers are extremely high. And in my buddy's fashion, he would always, if you asked him, he would always tell you, put a little dent in it. In his true fashion, we decided to put a dent in these numbers. And that's how all this got started. In 2015, they did a survey, about 86% of first responders either contemplated suicide or attempted suicide. So we really want to put a dent in them numbers and bring them down.
Absolutely.
Try to break the stigma that is associated with first responders and mental health.
Sure. And kind of going along that line, we talked about that last time. We also talked about it before we came on this morning, that stigma being one of the biggest obstacles that you guys have to overcome. Kind of talk a little bit about what that stigma is and why you think it's so difficult for first responders to break it.
I actually had a conversation yesterday with Sheriff Lane Perry out of Henry County. And, he put it best. He said when he joined law enforcement, however many years ago, it used to be, you come into this, you're going to be a police officer, you're going to see this stuff, and that's the way it is. And over the years, that stigma has stuck. So now people aren't asking for help. They're trying to deal with it on their own, and it's taking a toll on them.
Absolutely. So, we can first and foremost say here, if you're a first responder, even if you're just in the general public and you're thinking that you have to internalize all of these emotions, all of these things, that you're not alone, that other people go through this, and it's okay to reach out for help.
Yeah, and you can check our Facebook page out. You can reach out to us there. We have chaplains with our service, and we have instructors with our service, and we can help you, get you in the right direction of where you need to be if you are having any problems and issues.
And going back to our last meeting, you've already had your first training session.
Yeah, we held our first training session March 7th at Cool Branch Rescue Squad. It was very honored for me because that's where me and Robbie volunteered together for several years. So it really brought everything back home, be able to do it at one of our home stations where me and him ran together.
Absolutely.
So that meant a lot.
And working with the public and kind of getting all this information out there, have you saw a good response from
yeah, we've had a great response, huge response, not just locally, but across the state as well.
And kind of talking about putting a dent in mental health and putting a dent in those numbers of those contemplating suicide, those attempting suicide, and all the other things that encompass this idea. What's the ultimate goal? I know the ultimate goal is 0%.
I had a conversation with a gentleman, and, he told me, he said, if you can just stop one person, he says, you've done something. So, yeah, that's a small goal, but in reality, that's a big goal as well.
Absolutely.
Because you've saved somebody's loved one, somebody's best friend. And, if you can save just one person, you've done something.
And really with the county, we're in a big time now of pushing for more volunteers. For first responders, for fire, for EMT, and all of those aspects of things. And one of the biggest things we always talk about is that brotherhood that comes with being a first responder. It's not about fire and EMS and police and breaking it up into different groups. It's one brotherhood working together. So how have you saw that come together?
It's really been amazing, the support that I've received. I had a conference call last week with the International Association of Fire Chiefs. And, that was a big step for us as well, because now we're on a national level. And so we got fire involved. We have law enforcement involved. One of my co-founder, Tyler Lee, he is actually helping and learning more about Virginia LEAP with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. He's going to attend some of their stuff. So we're actually trying to combine all this brotherhood back into one. So we want to bring everybody back into the same realm. We're not trying to rewrite the wheel, but we're trying to make it roll again.
Absolutely. And it hasn't been that long ago that we got together and this was just starting to form, but it really sounds like it's taken off, that people have kind of grabbed a hold of it and at least put their support behind it.
Yes, sir.
That, that's one way that things are going to happen. I mean, you talk about, I can't remember if we talked about it before or on air today, the congressman out in California who was trying to get a bill together but just didn't have the information to allow it to move forward. But now you guys are providing that information.
Yeah, and we're working closely with Congressman Griffin's office, lady by the name of Kristen Seam. We email back and forth at least twice a month. We're staying on the same page. She's providing me information, I'm providing her information, and we're trying to get it all together so we can get this put out there and get this right. That way we can get the help that we need for fellow first responders.
Absolutely. And we're kind of at a point now where things, as we said, are really starting to take off. What are the next couple of months looking like for putting a dent in mental health? If you can even picture what it's going to be like in 6 months.
Well, I know May 5th, we're having our first fundraiser event at Hot Shots down in Bonita. Jerry Wimmer Trio and his niece Nicole Hosey are going to play some music for us. This is a fundraiser event not only to get the public involved with first responders in a social event, but it's also to raise awareness and get our message out there. And we're going to take the funds from that and put them in an account. So that way, if somebody needs to go to a training and they can't afford it or whatever, we can help out with that. That way we can be there for that fellow brother or sister.
Sure. And kind of talking, when you're out in the community and you're talking with folks, are the first responders, are they aware of this program?
Yes.
Are they?
We have received great support. We're selling bracelets currently, and I talked to a guy yesterday. He's went all the way to Madison Heights to deliver bracelets. Wow. I got 5 going to Maine in the next week or so.
So I know when you started this program and all of you got together to kind of get this thing going, did you have any idea that it was going to take off like it has and have the reach that you guys have been able to reach in such a short amount of time?
No, I mean, it's like I told my buddy yesterday, on August 2nd when I sent the first email, that's all I expected was just a simple email and a conversation. I never expected it to grow. On a local level, I could see, but never on a national level. And it's just, to me, it's still overwhelming to take it all in.
Absolutely, but it sounds like you've put a good team together that is ever growing.
I got a great team. I got a great, big supportive help with my team at home, family, and employers. Everybody's really helping. Local businesses are being great. I can't thank them enough.
Perfect. And as far as ways that people can get information about putting a dent in mental health, I know you've got a Facebook page, but also lots of other ways that people can get information, right?
Yeah, our biggest resource right now is the Facebook page because everybody does social media. On the social media page, you can find or contact us. I got 4 administrators on there, so one of us will receive a notification. We also have an email set up. It's on that card, dentandmentalhealth@gmail.com. It goes to 2, if not 3 of us. So somewhere or another, you will be able to reach somebody. And we got to set up like that. That way we can guarantee you get a response. Because there's nothing worse than sending an email to a group and never getting a response, especially if you're in a crisis.
Absolutely. And, is there anything else that you think that folks out there would be interested in or that could get them involved in this program?
We're going to meet with local businesses today. We're going to try to set up some T-shirt sales and some bracelet sales in local businesses. And like I said, we're having that event May 5th. I'll get you that information so you can put it on your website, for us. And other than that, we're just thanking everybody for their support.
Sure. So you guys are open for donations from local businesses or organizations or individuals?
Yeah, we're accepting donations from local businesses. We're going to do like a 50-50 raffle or stuff like that, door prizes. So if local businesses want to donate towards that, that's great. Anybody in the general public wants to donate, we have a checking account set up that we can put the funds in to raise money to help with further training and education for first responders. That way, we're always on top of it. So,
absolutely. Well, first and foremost, especially if you're watching us on Facebook Live this morning, go over, like the Putting a Dent in Mental Health Facebook page. That's the first thing you can do to keep up with all the great things going on. Get lots of information. It's one of the first points of contact with the folks involved in this. But also, if you have the opportunity to donate to the organization, especially if you're a business and would like to be involved in this event that's coming up, we know that it will be greatly appreciated. It's a lot easier for a business to reach out to you than you have to go door to door to every business, but we know that you're going to do that.
We're telling businesses we're not looking for monetary donations. If a business like a tire garage or something wants to donate an oil change, that's helping them by getting their business out there by helping us donating that oil change. Absolutely. So it's kind of, they scratch our back, we scratch theirs ordeal. And that's what we're after. We're here to stay with the local businesses and, let everybody know we know where we come from and where this got started.
Absolutely. And as we kind of draw our conversation to a close, I'll open it up to both of you. One of you can answer it, both of you can answer it. Is if somebody's out there thinking, I think that I would like to give being a first responder a shot. I don't know if I have what it takes, but I want to get out there. I want to serve my community. What would you say to them?
Contact Franklin County Public Safety, located on Franklin Street, or you can call at 483-3091 and turn in that application, and they'll be glad to get you started. It's a well-educated experience. And most agencies, or all agencies rather, will help you get the education that you need. Absolutely.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming down bright and early on this Monday morning to talk with us. And thanks for just updating us on this great thing. It's an unfortunate thing that it has to exist.
Yeah.
We said that last time, but we appreciate the hard work that you guys have put into it and how quickly it's grown. And who knows where in a couple of months we get back together, the position that you guys will be in to help first responders, not only in our area, but maybe throughout the rest of the country.
I look forward to it.
Absolutely.